If you look at the countries that I know best in South Asia, Sub-Saharan Africa, you've got at least 2 vet systems, probably more. You've got an enormous vet system which is made up of what, let's call it, traditional apprenticeship. The same is true of India. There's a massive dimension of the economic sector in India that is essentially informal. So vet skills are acquired in small scale, micro scale, medium scale industries without necessarily being part of a vet system. There's a kind of, if you like, informal vet system, but it is absolutely enormous. And the same is true of India, of Ghana, of Cote d'Ivoire, of Congo, of Kenya. How does a weak Ministry of Education or Ministry of Labour with few funds deal with this enormous population of people who have their own system of acquiring learning on the job? There are quite a number of schemes that have been tried supported by external aid, from the World Bank to ILO to other donors, including, I think, Germany, which have tried to do something about the formalization of the informal. I don't know if any of them have worked, because it's such a big challenge. You know, you're really interfering in a structure that, whatever its weaknesses, is actually responsible for training almost all the carpenters in India, almost all those who are making small-scale machine tools in India, almost all those who are doing hair coiffure in Ghana. You may want to connect this to what has been taking up the interest of the high-level policymakers for the last 3 years. How do we create sustainable development goals? Well, if you look at the goal that is concerned with employment, that is Sustainable Development Goal number 8, you will find that one of the targets in that goal is encourage the formalization of the informal economy. It's an aspiration, but it's extraordinarily difficult to do it. I think that constructing a project, you tend to use the toolkit of what is part of the modern way of constructing a vet project. And you know, there's all the usual things. If you arrive as a consultant in country X to do a vet project, people expect you to say, oh, we hope you're going to consider doing a vocational qualification framework or a national vocational qualification framework, or we hope you're going to propose to us sector skills councils, or we hope you're going to talk about. They've heard all the latest jargon which is in the toolbox, including competency-based training. But each of those things is probably very different from how the curriculum runs in that country. So if you sign off for, say, competency-based training, you're involved in a massively expensive total reform of your vet curriculum. So I think just the need to critique the toolkit is itself part of the part of the contrast that you're making between perhaps something of what I'm saying and the constructing a project.